Yeah, we were on a mission, got my crew at my side. Scouring the shells, we're down for the ride. Plastic warriors all lined up tight. From the comic shop counters to the late night site. It's the thrill of the hunt, gotta make it mine. I'm out here searching, yeah, taking my time. I'll flip every aisle, don't care what it takes. For that rare chase piece, I'm raising the stakes. Action figure alliance, yeah, we're bringing the noise. Rolling deep, rolling heavy with my action toys. Collectors unite, we're breaking the chains. Plastic in hand, we're playing no games. From legends to villains, yeah, I got them all. Stacked up high, every hero, every ball. Every line, every wave, from the past to the new. It's a bond, it's a crew, we're the real Toy Zoo. Tearing through the packaging, no hesitation. Each piece, a reminder of dedication. Don't call it a phase, this ain't just a trend. These figures got a history, they're my closest friends. Action figure alliance, we're staking a claim. Battling for grails, don't care about fame. From the base of the shelves, we're making a stand. This is our world, you don't understand. Paint them, pose and fix them up right. Customs in the works, we go all night. From the rarest grills to the dudes out fights. Each one's got a story burned in our minds. Action figure alliance, yeah, we're bringing the noise. Rolling deep, rolling heavy with my action toys. Collectors unite, we're breaking the chains. Plastic in hand, we're playing no games. We're playing no games. From legends to villains, yes, yeah, got them all. We're after legends and stories untold. Alliance forever till the end of the line. This is our mission, this is our prime. From legends to villains.
From legends to villains. Are you the villain or am I the villain?
I don't know. Maybe I'm good cop one day, you're bad cop the other. You know, I think you can go back and forth. So
you got to keep people on their toes, right?
That's right. That's right. How you doing, man?
I'm unfortunately I'm a little under the weather.
Yeah.
So, but I'm here and I'm going to muscle through this.
There we go. There we go. Well, we're gonna have we got a great episode for y'all tonight. Great podcast. Someone that's super nice, and I think y'all know who this is. Is Sirdork. We've talked about it. You know, just talking with him in the pre-show stuff. Awesome dude. So really looking forward to talking to him and just understanding more about him and his toy photography and his YouTube. And so, yeah, looking forward to it.
And I think he's going to stick around the majority of the show, take part in some of our segments. So not only are we going to hit, kind of the toy photography and YouTube stuff, but we're going to talk about what he collects and what he's looking forward to and what he's recently picked up. So, he seemed kind of excited for that. So that's been cool. Yeah, I'm excited. And man, chat's already well underway, which is awesome. Yeah. So you want me to kick off the intro and we get this one started, Prop?
Let's roll, man.
All right.
In a pleasant world where legends collide, tiny heroes standing side by side, guardians of playtime in disguise, action figure alliance on the rise. Join the alliance, come take a stand, with the many armies ruling the land. Hail to the heroes, molded with might, action figure alliance unite tonight.
Hey, and there's the man himself.
How's it going, guys?
How's it going?
Having me on. It's good to see you guys.
Yeah, thanks, man. It's
thanks
good
for
to see
coming
you.
out.
It's awesome to have you on.
Heck yeah.
You already got the whiskey salute or whatever the drink is. Great, that.
the bourbon salute. You already got it going.
I'll hit you with the Gatorade. So, what are you drinking there? That looked kind of unusual.
I'm drinking it's a cinnamon roll flavored polar seltzer. Okay. Big fan of bubbly water
and cinnamon rolls, right?
Yeah, and I found this in my local grocery store, and I mean any new flavor, but it's like a weird, like the whole box is full of different desserts. There's like a cinnamon roll and like a lemon meringue pie. It's pretty good. If you find it, I would recommend.
All right. Very off topic, but I had to ask.
Good.
Actually, you told me about that backstage, and I don't think Trey heard it, so I was like, I got to mention the cinnamon roll drink.
I was off getting that Kentucky bourbon, so
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Cool.
Well, hey man, again, thanks for coming out. Really appreciate it. And again, I'm a little under the weather, so Trey might be lifting a little bit more of the normal share here, but I'm still excited. So if you can't tell, like we're both fans.
Yeah.
And we've been watching your videos. I mean, you go back on the YouTube thing quite a ways at this point, right?
Yeah.
Like 5-6 years.
Yeah, I think it's been around that or so. I started the whole just toy photo thing in 2014, and I didn't decide to like try to do a YouTube thing until a bit after.
Yeah.
So I think it's 5 or 6 years. I don't know. Now I kind of want to look and find out how long. Yeah.
When's my anniversary?
yeah.
Yeah, maybe it is.
So on that note, let's pull you over here to the spotlight scene. Since we're going to hit you with the big Q&A stuff.
All right, sounds
Tell
good.
us a little bit about yourself and your history, your background. Who the hell is Jared, aka Sirdork?
Well, I'm Jared. I'm 32. I live in upstate New York, Albany.
Okay.
Anybody around here? Yeah.
Nice.
So what's your sign? I'm kidding.
Nah.
I mean, I got into the whole collecting thing kind of the same way most people did, but the thing that really got me into it, there was this toy store that opened up in my local area called I Has Toys, and then like you walk in there and I just remember thinking like, this is what I've always wanted. Like I was probably like 22 or something, and I'm like, now I can do it. I have adult money. I can do this, and it just was like totally infectious.
Is that store still around?
No, unfortunately not.
Right.
But I think there's still an online store at least, but
Okay.
unfortunately not. But anyway, yeah. As far as just normal backstory stuff, let's see. I do have a normal, boring day job, and I'm like a health insurance supervisor. Nothing very passionate going on there, but it pays the bills. And I'm hoping actually in the next few months, I'm hoping to actually quit that job so I can do this whole Sirdork thing full time.
Wow. Awesome.
Yeah, I'm really close. I mean, I might be able to now, but it's a little risky.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's like my 2025 goal. Pretty much is.
Well, dude, I mean, it
That's a
seems
great
like
goal
you're
to
doing
have,
it on
man.
the YouTube thing, and
Yeah.
Thanks.
that's an auspicious goal, and hopefully, you're close and can pull it off. I mean, we'll definitely monitor that path of yours with very closely, because I mean that's
Cool.
exciting, dude. That's got to be exciting, right?
It's very exciting. I took like a week off of work like a couple weeks ago, and I got like a little taste of what that was like because I was like spending all of my week just working on toy stuff and not normal. And it was like, man, this is pretty cool. If this is just like every day forever, like I got lots of time. So it's very exciting. I'm hoping to do so.
That'd
So-
be awesome, man.
Is that all just money from YouTube, or is that like sponsorships or advertising for like companies and things? Or tell us a little bit about how that's working.
Most of the revenue is just straight up YouTube paying for views, basically. But it's
Okay.
more, instead of like views, it's watch hours is I think
Right.
how they officially pay. But yeah, most of it comes from there, and then there's a little bit here and there from if a company approaches and like, hey, can we advertise on your channel? Can we do like a quick 30-second ad? Or if they want me to kind of endorse a toy store, it's like, hey, I bought this figure from here, and I'll have a charge per like video, and there's just a lot of different things like that can come in too that are very, very helpful. The biggest thing is which doesn't happen quite as consistently, but it's like basically somebody paying me for photos, like, hey, we are a toy line. Can you take photos for us? And I'm like, sure. Here's
Awesome.
what I can provide for you. This is how much. That's that could be the biggest thing, but it's just
Right.
it doesn't come in often enough for it to
I mean, that sounds cool,
pay the
dude.
bills.
That sounds really neat. I mean, like living the dream style right there.
Honestly, it feels like that. I'm incredibly self-aware of that, and it's just like I think about it sometimes, and it's just like this is crazy, and super grateful, and honestly very very fortunate to be in a position that I'm in. But it all just started by me putting my stuff on the internet, and then it just
Right.
went somewhere. So it's just if some dude like me can do it, it's anybody can. It's like it's incredible how the amount of opportunity that exists just based by putting stuff on the internet about action figures.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I will say, I love watching your videos. The positivity and it is great. You're genuine. You can tell you enjoy what you do. So it's really great
Thanks.
that in your videos, and I think everybody can kind of reflect that. But yeah, I've loved watching some of your videos lately, man. You did a video on the Red Hulk and the Captain America figure from the
Yeah, that was one of my very few negative
well.
videos.
But the thing is it's okay to be negative if the figure's
It's true.
bad. And I like what you did, and we'll look at that a little later. There's a picture that we're going to show off, but
Okay.
you kind of kit bashed your own Captain America. You made it
Right.
yours, and you did your thing, and kudos to that because
Thanks.
that's all you can do is just do your thing, man, and
Thanks.
hope people like it.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I appreciate that very much, and it's funny because the videos that have somewhat of a negative kind of title or something, it's amazing how much more those catch on, and it's like
Right.
it's almost tempting. It's like, should I just start hating everything? I should do that. I should hate everything. But it's funny. Usually when that happens, and I'm critical on something, and if I have a problem with something, it's so often the comments are so entertaining because it's
Right.
always my fault.
Yeah.
That it's always my fault. I'm the reason why the figure wasn't good or whatever. I didn't do something right. Which I mean, that's such a small minority of comments,
Right.
but it is quite interesting to see the difference in all of the things as far as putting out a video if it's negative as opposed to it being positive. So
Right.
That's kind of
so
funny.
interesting.
I mean, honestly, I think there's a balance. I think you want to be honest with your viewers, but then at the
Totally.
same time, you don't just want to complain all the time because that feels
Right.
bad, and
Yeah.
and frankly, there are definitely some channels that kind of thrive on that sort of a thing, and I get tired even watching them.
Me too.
It'll pull some people in just for kind of the shock value or they disagree or something like that. But I don't think that's at least in my opinion, with our channel here, we're mostly positive. I like to think we're fairly even-handed,
Yeah.
but we're just starting to kind of get into the review game and stuff. And the things that we're reviewing right now are only the things that we love because
Right.
we have fun
Right.
doing that. So
Exactly.
if you're spending a whole bunch of time with something you don't like, how much more are you going to continue to do that?
Right.
But I think it's just my thoughts on it. But I definitely like your down to earth attitude. You talk to people like we're just hanging out, and I think that's super cool, man.
Cool. I'm so glad you think so. I honestly, I appreciate it.
So,
So-
what do you actually collect these days?
Well, it's I mean, I collect definitely a lot of things. I guess mostly revolving around like action figures in the 1/12 scale, and I think that's the best way to, I guess, to put a lock on things. And sometimes if there's ever something I really love, I'll get something out of scale. Like I don't know, very rare. I'll get a hot toy every so often, but I'm a big Star Wars fan. I'm a big DC fan. I'm a big Pokemon fan. Those are like probably the three main like IP that are really get to me. But more lately, my collecting has kind of become my almost my business, I guess, literally. So I kind of collect a lot of things that's a combination of something I still like, but something that I know is kind of popular at the moment, well known, exciting, or just like eye-catching or whatever. So, which is kind of cool, actually, because I end up appreciating things I wouldn't normally get just out of my own desire to collect something. Like Sonic, for instance. Sonic, I didn't grow up as a Sega kid. We were a Super Nintendo family. So I was never a big Sonic fan, but I made a couple of Sonic videos because it was popular. And these are figures I never would have bought if I wasn't hoping to make a video for my channel, whatever. But it was really fun, and I've found myself really liking Sonic, and I had a good time shooting them, and it's just like it's cool. It's cool because I'm going, I guess, a little bit out of my zone of interests, and now I have new interests.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Was that a video where it was like you were talking about how the figures were very inexpensive but yet really good?
Yeah.
Yeah, that video did great, right? I mean, which
people love Sonic.
People love Sonic, and you caught on, and you made you made the best of it, which is awesome.
Yeah, really grateful for Sonic, actually. But yeah, I definitely cater a little bit towards what's popular at the moment, a little bit, and sometimes it's not so good because there are things that I would like to make videos or focus on that I don't so much because I know the mass majority of people don't really care.
Yeah.
Right.
And like Star Wars, for instance, is my number one and always forever. Right now, Star Wars is not
hot.
Right now, it's not hot. Kids don't really care so much about Star Wars. It's just it's evergreen and always will be beloved by tons of people, but it's not currently relevant in the pop culture zeitgeist at the moment. So I stay away from Star Wars sometimes, and it stinks.
Yeah.
And that kind of leads me into one of my questions, and I want to address a question in the comments. Figure Fight Club, but are you considered a reviewer if you only review figures you like? Well, for me, I'm only going to review figures that I want to review. I mean, if there's something that's hot, why am I going to spend my money on it if I don't want that figure? And, so that kind of leads into my question. How do you decide what figures you do want to review?
That's great. That's a really great question. I guess it depends on what you consider to be a reviewer, or if that matters at all.
Right.
But I definitely have to do a combination of something I enjoy at least a little bit, and something that is relevant. I guess a combination of that, because if I do something that's relevant, but I don't know the first thing about it and I don't care about it, it's going to be a pretty boring video, not just for me to make, but for you to watch. You're just going to be like, oh yeah, this is like, if I were to make like a video about a Final Fantasy character, I've never played Final Fantasy. I know one guy's name is Cloud, and that's it. So if I were to make it would be
got really big swords.
They got big swords. And anyone watching would be like, this guy doesn't even know anything about this.
Right.
It's boring. I'm out of here. And I wouldn't blame them. So I have to do at least a little bit. And just, I guess, and I had to, a combination, I guess, of both of them. And it's funny because sometimes I will branch out. Like, I've never been a big Transformers guy. I like Transformers, but I'm not like a huge, I like it a little bit. I've seen the movies. That's about it. And so I'll make a video, and I'll usually get roasted in the comments because I get stuff wrong. Like, I know the matrix of leader in his heart,
in his chest,
right. And I didn't know that that's what it was called. And I called it his Transformer heart. And everyone's just like the comments were rightfully so. Just kind of roasting.
Well, you get those people that will make the wrong comment in a video to get that engagement, even though it's negative engagement.
That's true. It does.
they're kind of triggering the people to make that comment to bring that engagement
Yeah.
along. So let's call this weapon the completely wrong thing, and then they're going to just have people pounding them in the comments with all this "you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong." Well, that's what they wanted. They wanted you to do that. So
Right.
it's
Totally.
kind of a mind game some people play, but
Yeah, that's a little unfortunate that the algorithm can kind of sometimes pick up on that, and it can be, a little bit deceptive. Like, oh, that person didn't actually make that mistake. You just fell right into their trap.
right.
Yeah. Right. The best you can do is just be honest. Just go into it and with no expectations. If you're already a fan of the property, the franchise that you're making a video about, even better, because you'll have a little bit of connection to it and you'll have more to add that way. But still, even if you love Star Wars, if you get a figure and it kind of stinks, it's okay to say this kind of stinks.
That's right.
Yeah. Understandable. Yeah, I did a review that put a lot of work into, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. That came out over the weekend, and I was super excited about it. And the thing came out to me in like 32 minutes, and I was like, "That's way too long." But yet, I wanted to be thorough, and I wanted to go over everything I could, and it had the coolest action feature that I'd ever seen, and like I love the figure, but even still, like I went back and I've rewatched it and I got stuff wrong, and I was just kind of like, oh, that thing actually did have a special name and I didn't even know it, and I was trying to do translation of some stuff and it was like, nope, that was wrong too. But nonetheless, it's a matter of, for me, I actually really enjoyed the process, and
Cool.
some things kind of came together that really surprised me with how cool it looked. And I was excited about that. And, I'm looking forward to doing it again and getting better at it, and being able to, kind of focus on the things that I think make it cool rather than like the overhead of all the time, because I spent way too long on the thing, and I'm sure it looks, to like, to a seasoned YouTuber that's been doing it for ages, I'm sure it looks like, oof, no. Cringy, but
there's a learning curve, I think, that we're both going through, and that with time everything improves, and I think we're doing fairly well. And
I would say a 32-minute video is not too long. But I would say watch that video with the most critical, honest mindset. And if even a second of that video feels slightly not entertaining or slightly boring or something, cut that up a little bit. It's like, as long as all 32 minutes of that video are like thoroughly entertaining,
right?
Great. Who cares if it's 32 minutes? That's even better.
I have my wife watch it, and she is great about like, you need to cut that out, or that's way too long. And,
That's great.
And so one of the things we do is at the end of our videos, we come together for the conclusion. So we're both talking about the figure. So we watch it together, and then we talk about the conclusion. So it may be a figure I don't even have. Like the last one he did was a big stompy giant robot that I'd never seen before, but it was the coolest thing because it had all these cool features, and I was just interested because it was a great looking figure. And so I learned a lot just watching the video and his process, and he was excited about the journey, and he was like, "Hey, I added this cool stuff. You're gonna like it." And then when he showed me, when it finally dropped, I was like, "Man, that's awesome. You did a good job." So I think it helps that we both don't collect the same things. We collect some of the same things. But he's a big stompy robots guy, and I love military figures. So
Nice.
But, I mean, it's certainly a learning process, and going back through and watching some of your videos, and you definitely have a different style than what I've been going for. But there's still tons to learn, man. And the fact that you just put your content out there like that for free, you could make a class,
Yep.
But it's awesome, dude. And so I think that's really cool. So.
Nice.
we kind of went off on a big tangent there, but one of the things that I wanted to say about reviewing is that, like, I like the joy of action figures, and it seems to me like you do as well, where,
Of course.
you want to have fun with them and you think about the photographs and that is inspiring and entertaining. But there's reviewers out there that are just like, I don't look at figures with like necessarily a very critical eye for the most part. Now, McFarlane's might be a different story, but most figures, it's just like, oh, that's cool. I might not notice that the proportions aren't right or something like that. And, sometimes, somebody will say something and then that's all that I can see. And I don't know that I want to get there,
Right.
I want to talk about a figure. And if it's obviously got flaws that are big and apparent to me, then I'm going to call them out. But, for example, one of the ones that I think, and I'm going off script here.
Cool.
I got this awesome Gandalf, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is an amazing figure.
I've seen him.
The character's name is Gandalf the Grey, and my guy is brown.
Gandalf the Brown.
My guy is very brown. Like, his hat does not match, and my light here is actually being rather flattering to him. I mean, he looks great. It's an awesome figure, but the elephant in the room is that the guy is brown.
Yeah, interesting.
But, it's still something that, like, yeah, I'll call that out, but I still love the thing. I'm still blown away by it. So, yeah, I don't know, man. Just, a rant on that sort of a thing, I guess.
As Deadpool will say, he wore his brown pants.
Yeah,
He
right.
wore almost everything brown, and he was supposed to get the gray pants out. He didn't get the memo.
The thing right there, though, about the fact that I'm not sure if what I'm focusing on is important or something. That's what's going to make your video unique, is because you are the thing in the video that makes it unique, and
Right.
so your perspective and this is what's different than everybody else's. So
Right.
honestly, just like whatever pops into your head, like that's what's going to be the most important part about your video, and it's just you is what's going
Right.
to make it unique. So like that's
One thing I
go all
noticed
of
in
that.
one thing I noticed in your videos is sometimes you stumble and you don't edit it out. I think that's so cool. Because you can stumble. I mean, you stumble. I stumble in my words all the time. If you went back and looked at all our recorded stuff on EV Mux and found all those times where I'm just like blah, 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 it's insane. And I'm like, okay, I got to edit this, but like, it's cool that you don't have to edit every single thing.
I do edit out most of them though. Most of them are gone. but yeah, sometimes it might add to the humor that I might be, or
Right.
sometimes if I know I'm stumbling, maybe I can hyper fixate on that and make a joke out of it, and then
Right.
turn myself into a joke, and hopefully it'll make someone laugh or
Yeah.
want them to continue watching to the end.
I've caught myself
absolutely
laughing out
do
loud
that.
in your videos several times, so you do a good
Awesome.
job at it.
Yeah, I've
Yes.
absolutely seen you do that, and I think it's great. I mean, it's entertaining, and we've been actually thinking about putting together like a blooper reel or something of some of the things that we've done that are just terrible and ridiculous. And actually, one of Trey's videos, we put one at the end where the funniest thing was just stupid, but it was the fact that I couldn't stop giggling.
He couldn't stop laughing. It was just like
He
just
knocked over a
laughed.
figure during his video. He just knocked over a figure and shot a look at me at the camera that was just like, I can't believe I just did that, goddammit. And I thought it was the funniest thing ever and
Yeah.
could not stop giggling. And he stuck the whole thing of me just giggling like an idiot at the end of the video. And,
Oh, man,
I'll do
that's
something
good.
stupid later, and it'll get on screen. It happens.
it does. But it's good to kind of lean into that. And, we're
Have
humans,
fun. If we're not having fun, why are we here?
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Yeah, that's a good idea, honestly, because I have a lot of bad takes that I just delete. I should hang on to those and do something with them.
Yeah, man. If they're fun, I mean, we enjoyed it. I think, we've shown off a couple of bloopers here live on the show. I had one where I was doing a figure comparison, and it was with a normal figure compared to like it was a military figure compared to this girl that was a bit busty. And when I was bringing her in, I was like, she's taller, and I meant to say because she's got large boots. and that's not exactly how it came out. And I was just like, oh my god, I can't say that. You know?
Or the time he dropped the head off a figure, a pretty large figure. And it hit his keyboard and logged him out.
Yeah, middle of the stream, I dropped something on the keyboard and was toast. Like,
There goes
Wow. That's crazy. Perfect
yeah.
timing.
All right. We're
Back on
having
topic,
too much
yeah.
fun. I want to
Yeah.
get back to some questions, if
we
that's
go.
okay.
Cool.
Not that the fun isn't fun.
Right.
But so you said you started off toy photography, and it seems like it was a significant time before you did the YouTube thing. What was the moment that you were like, I'm going to start putting this on YouTube. I'm going to start doing this. And when did that become a goal? Like, tell us about that kind of, what happened?
Well, I guess I never really had the huge goal of starting a YouTube channel. Honestly, I like the whole toy photography was always just something that I just thought was cool, and I wanted to do it sometimes, and that's it. It was never supposed I never had any plans for anything more than that at all, by any means. And then I started to become more and more infatuated with it, and I just spent more and more time doing it. And there was one time where something went super viral of mine, and it was on Reddit, first front page of Reddit. All my friends were texting me saying hey, and it was a crazy day. And then when that happened, I was kind of all right, maybe I've got something here. Maybe this is more than just something I'm farting around doing. And then when that happened, I kind of stepped on the gas, and I just started pumping out things in different places and really tried to turn it into something more than that. It was a crazy day for sure.
Well, you got to tell us what it was.
It was a video of me, a behind the scenes of just me taking a picture of of a toy. But it was in the winter, and it was some snow troopers, and I put a firework down, and it blew up. And the photo was pretty bad, to be honest, but that just caught on.
Yeah.
It was turned into a GIF. Someone turned it into a GIF, and that was just kind of cycling around. And then when it happened, 'cause there's a bunch of pages that their entire existence is simply, this is hot right now. Let me take it, put it into my own version of a video, and post it. That's what.
Right.
And so a couple of those reached out to me and hey, can we make a video out of your content, this and this? And I was like, yeah, okay. And so one of those went also very, very viral on Facebook. It was from Bored Panda, if you ever heard of them. And then that was kind of a compilation of a bunch of things that I did. And that was a big help, really big help.
That's cool. That's cool. And so that kind of, you were thinking then I'll do this YouTube thing, or it just kind of led into that, or?
Yeah, I might have already had been doing a little bit of it then. I think honestly I was my ex-wife at the time was doing YouTube, so she was definitely kind of giving me a little bit of influence, and I was like, I should try this. And I think she was pushing me to do it, which I'm glad she did. And so I never really expected much. The first video I unboxed my Switch. I opened up my new Pokemon Switch. And that video's on there if you want to watch it. But I never had huge plans. I was just kind of messing around really until that happened.
Right.
Well, that's awesome that you've been able to turn it into such a thing, that
Thanks.
you're looking at, even, leaving your job and focusing on that. I mean,
Crazy.
that's
Big,
awesome.
man.
Thanks a lot. Yeah,
Living the dream, man.
never would have expected it.
Yep. So one thing that you touched on there that I wanted to bring up is, bro, are you kind of hard on your action figures?
Yeah, totally. Totally. I mean, I buy them for a purpose.
Yeah.
For them to be used, and sometimes people have, I think, different standards that they would like to keep their things in pristine. And for me, like I mean, I still love them, and I don't, you know, I want them to still be nice, but
Yeah.
that is secondary to what I want to use them for.
Right.
But I've done the whole fire, like, you know, I use fireworks a lot with my photos, and it looks cool. But I've done that enough times to the point where I'm pretty good at keeping them pretty safe.
Okay.
And a lot of
If I could pause you for a second there, I've got a specific thing that I want to show you.
okay.
Okay.
Oh, this.
What happened here?
That figure that's being ripped in half, I did specifically buy for this photo.
Okay.
And I'm not a wrestling fan, so I didn't know who this character was. Or this guy was. It's Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns. Right? So I went to a local store and just bought, you know, the cheapest figure that would work. And so, if anything, you can think of it as a custom.
Yeah.
Which actually, what I did was I sliced them in half using a circular saw, and then I
Nice.
used a skeleton Halloween decoration, and then used red hot glue, and basically
Nice.
filled his insides with red hot glue and skeleton, so you can see like ribs and stuff coming out. It was pretty cool. Actually, I was actually quite proud of it, and
Yeah, I was trying to look to see. I can't get it to zoom in much closer, but yeah, there is absolutely parts
If-
coming out there, which is wild.
if you swipe on the photo, it's kind of hard to see the swipe because of the the white. There I am. So there it is. You can kind of see the.
I love the behind the scenes stuff because
Oh yeah.
I would have never thought you were just doing that in your driveway. And it just looks cool. I love to see the behind the scenes because it's like, man, why didn't I think of that? Or maybe I'm going to use that in my next, you know, photography session or something. You know, there's just a lot to learn from watching the behind the scenes from
There
stuff.
is.
So,
There is. I watch everybody's behind the scenes.
Well, one of the things that specifically watching your videos and seeing your photographs that I've had this big hang up on, I want to have like a bunch of dios to do photography with. And, you know, oh God, you know, that doesn't look right. Or now, okay, I made these things and now I got to paint them and get this long process. But man, I mean, the way you talked about like the focal length and, you know, so kind of blurring the background, keeping certain things in focus. I mean, a lot of your stuff, I mean, you do use some diorama things, set pieces that are kind of specific, but I mean, a ton of your photos are just like this, where it's like you've taken it kind of anywhere and it looks awesome, you know?
Yeah, I really prefer to not use a diorama, not because I don't think they're awesome, because they are. Sometimes I feel limited with a diorama, like, oh well, if I'm putting this in diorama in this setting, I have to abide by those rules of this. And I think one of the things I love to do also is kind of take that concept and then emphasize the fact that it is out of scale. Then I really have no rules, and then I can, you know, take a picture of some like exactly like with Homelander.
Yep. Yep.
Lasering a popsicle. There's no
Yep.
it's toy photography. I can do whatever I want.
that's
and
right.
and it's fun.
Yeah,
You know,
and that's unusual. I don't see a lot of people doing that where it's a toy and you're treating it like a toy in there, but you're doing cool things with it. I mean, you've got it out of scale with other things, and I think that's really cool, man. That's kind of
Thanks.
thinking out of the box. All of us want to be so in universe and have everything be
Yeah.
you know perfect surrounding the figure in scale, and you know
Right.
Let's
um,
make it look
I'm-
real. And
Yep.
yeah, I mean, you make it look real, but it's in the real world. So it's kind of molding the toys in the real world together, and the human interaction is a really cool thing. So,
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think my goal is tangibility in every photo. I think if your photo looks like, oh, this looks just like he took that and put it right here and then took a cool picture. Like, I want it to look like that because there's a sense of different ways for people to connect and to connect with the photo and like it for whatever reason. And I think the second I have convinced someone that, oh, this is not just a toy, makes me feel like, I don't know. That's not my goal. My goal is to just make something that looks fun, and not to fool you into thinking this is not a toy, because it totally is.
Yeah.
Toy photography, and that's fun.
Right. Awesome.
Yeah, I had a few of those pictures specifically to talk about them, so I'm glad that you brought up, the whole, messing with scale thing. And but bro, I mean, what did this guy do to deserve getting set on fire?
This was an attempt, and maybe not totally failed, but I just like sometimes I feel like I've gotten this reputation of, oh, he just blows stuff. Sometimes I do, and sometimes I'm like, you know what? Let me just embrace that. And honestly, like, I thought this would just make a funny video, and I thought people would get a laugh out of it. It was actually a pretty cheap figure.
Yeah,
$15, and I bought it specifically for this. Like, this trailer just came out. This would be funny. I'm gonna do this. And
but this does not look like is that an SH Figuarts Deadpool?
it's a bootleg version.
Ah, okay,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah, the video. This was this was a different thing. Sorry, but yeah, this like super cheap, AliExpress bootleg version of him. So and I didn't actually break him. I just popped the joint
Gotcha.
out.
Joint.
And you can kind of see the joint. There's just blood on it, so I didn't edit out that joint. It's very clearly there, but there's blood on it, and it worked out quite nicely.
Well, you get so many toy photographers that are like, oh, I gotta have practical effects, and I like how you meld the practical effects and the Photoshop stuff together and make a cool picture. So
Cool.
I think you do that really well. And
Thanks.
Photoshop or digital alterations are not bad. They're something that can help a picture look really good. But so many people are just like, oh, we gotta do physical. So yeah, I think it's awesome.
Cool. Thanks. It's all my principle of tangibility. Like, if it looks like this is actually happening on that sidewalk, cool. That's all. I mean, I'll edit things out, but as long as it looks like it's really there and you can touch it and feel it,
Right.
then that's all that matters to me.
Well, this is pretty cool too. So here you do have some props, but yet you're still mixing in your kind of signature fireworks and stuff. And you've
Thanks.
got him even interacting with it instead of just like it's a normal explosion. Like you're kind of telling a story here, man. And I think that's really cool.
Thanks. This is one I'm very proud of. This is a totally new kind of thing. This is just in my backyard. I've got this little like slab of cement by my shed, and I've just got a couple of pipes here, and then a diorama piece I bought from somebody. It's just like some cans back there, and so I'm using a very slow shutter speed, a slow what's the word I'm looking for? Exposure, I guess.
Right.
And so it's slow enough to the point where when I'm moving it like that, the camera's picking it up as a much longer, elongated spark happening like that.
Oh, yeah.
And
Okay.
so it is actually bouncing off of his shield, and it's so quick in real life that it's not damaged or anything. It's bouncing, but the long exposure is making it look like one big, like, I don't know, spark beam. I don't know. And then I usually take several photos, and then I combine them into Photoshop. So there's a few photos where sparks are over here, sparks are over there, and I combine them. And then the lighting on Captain America is also a separate photo I took where I'm holding my light kind of like above him, and I'm just getting enough so you can see him. And it still looks like the sparks are interacting and lighting up the scene around him. But yeah, this is a pretty new thing. I've never done anything really similar to this before. But yeah, this is actually one I'm quite proud of.
Yeah, dude. I mean, this one, you've got every reason to be.
I've sold electrical parts for 23 years, and I don't think I've ever seen people use them in a toy photography. So you did a good job.
All right, awesome.
And then you do a lot of stuff where you kind of blow dirt around, and I mean, gosh, dude, some of my figures, I'm like, man, I don't want that dirty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that there's certainly a risk. Yeah, getting things dirty. This is like a little sandy area in Pine Bush Preserve. If anyone is in the Albany area, but yeah, they get a little dirty. But I usually bring like cloth stuff to clean it off, and I bring an air spray can sometimes just blow all the dirt out. But yeah, they get a little dirty. But
But
that's
the
okay with me.
result is, it seems to be
Yeah.
worth it to me, man. These look great.
Thanks, man.
I was
I've gotta
watching a
learn how to-
video.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Have at it, dude.
I was gonna say I was watching a video. And you were like, "You don't need snow to make a snowy picture. Just put down flour." And you were like, "I put down flour and made this snow picture." And I was like, "That's really good thought." But,
Yeah, flour works great. It's a pain to clean up,
yeah.
but yeah, it works great. It definitely works great. And right now, I've got way too much snow, more than I could possibly want. But but when you don't have it, yeah, flour works great.
And this is really cool too, man. I mean, you're showing your camera settings and your gear, and for people that are like me, still trying to learn, and one of the ways that I like to learn things is follow tutorials and see if I can kind of get the same results, but then experiment some. And so having this even as a reference later, oh, okay, he was doing this there, and if I change that thing, maybe I can get that. So I mean, kudos for that. That's really
Cool.
kind of thinking all the way around what you're doing. Not only are you showing off something cool for people that might just pass by, but then you're also kind of showing the in-depth behind the scenes, and then you've got some of the technical details sprinkled in there at the end, dude. So
Thanks.
And helping
Everybody thinks so.
educate people on how to do what you're doing is a big thing. To be able to pass on that craft to other people so that they can have that enjoyment as well. That's a big deal.
Cool. Yeah, I made that just by all the frequently asked things I get on posts. Like, might as well just throw it all in there.
Throw it out
make
there.
it part of it. Yeah, that's cool. I like the stuff, man. The explosions, they seem to be almost a signature of yours, but they look awesome. So
Thanks. Yeah, I'm so glad he thinks of that. This one's so much fun. I mean, this figure right here is just so photogenic, and it's just asking to be photographed with something blown up. Just like, it's so cool.
So what do you look for in a photograph that like maybe not one of yours, but when you're browsing Instagram or whatever, what do you look for in a photograph that impresses you?
I don't know if I have like a certain I don't know, like, set of things that will really impress me. Like, just honestly, whatever blows me away. I think one of the most important things, and I think something that's actually very absent in this photo, is just the overall concept of what's happening in this photo. Is there something really interesting and engaging happening in this photo? Doesn't matter how crispy, clean, and beautifully taken the photo is, but is there something really interesting and funny happening in it that I can say, oh, like, look at what these guys are doing. Like, I see what they're doing, and that's funny, and I'm engaged in that. This one, he's just standing there, boring, nothing interesting there. But like, if you were to go
Looks cool.
like to that one of Deadpool getting ripped in half, like, I can see that, oh, the big guy is ripping the little guy in half. Like, that's an interesting concept in the photo that is engaging to me as a viewer, because it's like, oh, like, I see what's happening there. I think that's the idea. That's the number one thing. Even if, like, you're just starting out, if you have an idea like that, just go for it. That's the most important thing, at least in my opinion. And then the fun, fancy stuff comes secondary.
Cool. Trey, you got any questions for him?
I was wanting to kind of go through a few photos that I have. So
Okay.
let's maybe throw it over to the share screen and we'll throw them up. I'm going to save some of them for fantastic photos. I have some of his photos. Let's go ahead and talk
Cool. Yeah. Cool.
So I pulled your photos like I would pull any fantastic photos for our segments, and I wanted to do this off because I thought they were really nice. Like I said, I love how you interact with your figures. The donut, yeah, that's really cool. Like Darth Vader's like, what? Man, I had a donut. But
Caught red-handed.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think that was the title of the picture there. So that's awesome. But I love the depth and the action of this other photo, which is awesome, man.
Cool. Thanks. Yeah.
Um,
Two very different Darth Vader things. I appreciate putting them together. Is funny. I like that.
yeah. And so then we had talked about this video. This is the picture from that video. I love how you
Right.
kit bashed your Captain America with the old version with the new head and then the wings, and you found the abandoned warehouse or wherever you go to, and even the hey, if you go to an abandoned warehouse, make sure it's safe. That
Yeah,
that was
sure.
kind of cool. That whole video was a fun one to watch.
Cool. Thanks. I appreciate
And,
it.
and then just this Valentine's Day picture it's just fun. Uh,
Thanks. I have a little bit of a funny story about the Valentine's Day one.
Mhm.
So there's this lighting company called Loom Cube,
Mhm.
which I'm sure you've heard of. A lot of toy
Oh, yeah.
photography. We all know Loom Cube, but I've been kind of working with them as like an affiliate for a really long time, probably longer than anyone I've worked with. But they asked me if I wanted to like do like a Valentine's Day themed kind of photo, and we could do like a collaborator post. And I was like, yeah, cool, that sounds great. And so my initial idea was not this. This was my secondary idea. They shot down my well, in the most polite, wonderful way possible. They shot down my first idea, which was I wanted to have like a Mortal Kombat photo, and like Scorpion was gonna be ripping out like Sub-Zero's heart, and there's gonna be like blood squirting, but his heart was gonna be a one of those candy hearts that says like "Be Mine" on it.
right,
And
right.
I thought
That's
that would
awesome.
have been so funny. There would have been scattered
Yeah.
candies, but there's still blood. Like that would have been so funny. And they were like, we love the idea, but we should probably keep it a little bit more.
Bloody
Keep it
Valentine.
PG-13, right?
I'm like totally get it. That's of course, that's totally. So I was like, crap. I was kind of really banking on that idea. I got to think of something. So whenever I can't think of something, I'll shoot my two favorite characters,
Nice.
Mando and Grogu, and have them float and stuff. And there we go.
That's awesome,
cool.
man. So go on to the next one, and we had already kind of touched on you giving all the information on a shot, which I wanted to kind of showcase here. I love this one with Yoda decapitating the clone soldier. So I love this work here too. This is good stuff. So
Thanks a lot.
Um,
This is fun, super fun shot.
and then you got to go with Superman and Doomsday. That's just cool.
Thanks.
I
Yeah.
think that was one of the series I read as a kid was the death of Superman, and so when
Right.
you're
Iconic.
telling that story here, and it looks great. I love the debris, and you probably used the air gun with that, probably.
I think I did.
Okay, awesome,
Yeah,
man.
I think I did.
That's something I want to get out in the world and do a little bit more outdoor photography. So I need to look into finding me one of those little airburst rifles or
They're a lot of fun.
nice.
They're
And
a
then
lot.
you got the Pokemon. That's a little bit after my time, but it still looks cool. I mean, that's
Thanks.
the thing is I don't have to be into a certain figure for to enjoy the picture. I love how you got the Squirtle and Charizard. I know what those are. I'm not that old,
It's Blastoise.
but Blastos. Okay, is that what it is?
All right.
Okay, say
Squirtle
I-
evolved.
I am
into
old.
Blastoise.
okay. I am.
You were
old.
you were there.
Yeah. Anyway,
Close. Close.
on to the next one. Since you're on with us and we love some skulls,
Oh, is that me?
that's you.
Cool.
And
All right.
so
I
there's
was
your
good as a
skull.
skeleton.
Yeah. So, and then
My little-
hit up
Yes.
on know who Sirdork is. You're looking at him, but here's his QR code. Go check out that.
Awesome.
For fantastic photos a little bit later.
Cool.
Well, yeah, thanks, guys. That's very nice.
Let's come back over here, put you up on the big screen, and I've got a couple of more photos. Or not photos, questions. Again, a little out of it today. Camera work or practical camera work, like in-camera practical effects versus Photoshop. Where is the balance? What is your opinion? What do you consider too much, not enough? Like, tell us a little bit about your thought process on the subject.
Well, the only reason I think I ever started focusing more on practical effects as opposed to digital effects is because I never knew how to do it digitally. I know how to throw dirt around.
Yeah.
I think anybody. So that's what attracted me to that kind of thing in the first place because that seemed more approachable. And so for starting out, I was drawn to that. But I think where I draw the line, where I look at a photo, at least for my own photos that I like to create, is like what I was talking about, the tangibility. If I've edited a photo to the point where it doesn't look like I just set these up and took a picture anymore, and it looks like I created something on my computer, then it goes too far. Like I still want it to look like I really, I set this stuff up outside and I took a picture, and I want it to always look like that. So as long as I can capture everything in camera, then I will alter it in Photoshop to get what I want, as opposed to creating something from scratch in Photoshop. Like, take a picture of everything I need, and then Photoshop can help me with what I've done there. But Photoshop is wonderful. I'm totally never against like too much of it. I use the generative fill sometime in there, which is literally an AI fill. I use that. It's a great tool. So yeah, Photoshop's good. Photoshop's great.
Nice.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, I like your thought process there with, you want it to look simple and easy, but yet neat. And instead of, this is, tons of photo editing here and just seemingly obvious CG or, whatever. I think that's cool. I think that's, makes a lot of sense.
Thanks.
I like it.
The only thing that maybe not the only thing, but the thing that I will always just totally go and create in Photoshop from scratch is like a lightsaber effect.
Oh yeah.
I'll always put a little lightsaber blade in there, which is 100% Photoshop. There's nothing I captured in camera there. It's totally.
Right.
Have you ever seen fusion reactors?
No, I don't know.
It's a little company that does all sorts of different kind of lighting things, and they will use like EL wire and some different like super small cathode tubes, and you can replace some of your lightsabers. I think they mostly just do 6th scale though.
Okay.
But they glow and are bright. Like they look like some of the stuff that you've done digitally. Just throwing that out there as an aside.
That sounds cool.
Yeah,
Sounds cool.
they're a little salty, but pretty cool. Because the ones you get on the Hot Toys or like most of the Black Series don't even light up. But even the Hot Toys ones just. Yeah, there's a little light there, but it's not like a lightsaber, man.
Yeah,
Right.
sometimes the Hot Toy ones have weird apparatuses that get them to work. Like very, very. One of my friends who bought a Hot Toy recently, it actually had a plug that went into the wall, like the lightsaber itself. I'd never seen that. I was like, usually they put a battery in the arm and then you take the arm off or something.
Yep.
So that was very interesting.
I recently picked one up that's like that, where there's a wire that comes off and you kind of hide it on the back of the figure and it plugs in, and which I think that's cool. That's honestly what I want for my display, because then you can just have it on a switch or something like that.
Yeah, that's true. It definitely works better for display that way. That's for sure.
Yeah. But Winford, trying to learn editing in GIMP. It is editing software, not.
Yeah, GIMP for being a free thing is incredible. It's quite incredible for being free, and it's very similar to Photoshop. So, I mean, if you've never used Photoshop, then it's not so much. But GIMP is quite amazing. I do have a video. I think yeah, I made a video on GIMP once, but I'm pretty unfamiliar with GIMP. It's probably old. It's got a probably older version at this point, so it might be a little out of date. But yeah, GIMP's awesome.
Cool.
Nice.
Cool. Well, dude, do you have anything that you want us to make sure that we cover, or something that?
No,
Okay.
not. I'm grateful you guys pulled up. We talked about a couple of my photos. I get to. Oh, there goes my light. But
Yeah, mine went out too.
it says like 4 hours left. That's totally a lie.
Yeah. Mine's plugged in too. It just still won't work.
That's funny.
But yeah, thanks for just bringing those ones up, giving me the opportunity to yap on about them.
Oh yeah, dude. And I think we probably even got some more.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to make sure that we've been peppering you with questions if there was anything you wanted to go over. But I'd like to get into seeing some new hotness, and I was
Cool.
glad that you were saying that you were willing to hang out and show
Yeah.
off some stuff too, make you feel like a real part of the alliance. So
Cool.
let's. Trey, did you have any other questions for him?
Not at the moment, man. I think we covered most of the ones I had.
Okay, cool. Well, let's head back over here because, so I haven't done much Photoshop, but I've been working on. I like doing motion graphics. It's something that I've recently been dabbling in, and so where is
Cool.
it? Here we go. Yay!
New hotness.
Time for some new hotness.
Yeah.
Do you want to start us off, Jared?
New hotness is
Will
new.
you show off some recent
New
pickups?
figures,
Sure.
recent pickups. Yeah.
All right.
Sure.
All right.
So I just finished. Well, I'm actually still doing editing, but these two, the Figure Arts Deadpool and Wolverine,
Okay.
Nice.
which are great.
No real surprise there. But
Yeah. I was expecting to not love the Wolverine a whole lot because
Right.
he doesn't have like an unmasked head, which I thought was
Yeah.
kind of lame.
Or does he have unmasked arms? Unmasked arms, but sleeveless arms?
Definitely not. Definitely no.
Right.
Which I mean, that I would have been more forgiving of because nobody else really has.
Yeah, which is
But
wild.
it seemed like really like, come on, like just give me a Hugh Jackman head.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But still, I think up to the quality that you would expect from a Figure Arts, so they're pretty great. And so I have a video on those guys coming out on Sunday.
Cool.
Nice. So I watched your JD Toys video on the Wolverine and Deadpool, and at first I was like, I'm gonna go buy those. Those look cool. And then I watched the video and I was like, maybe I'm not. So
They're kind of cool.
Yeah, they are.
Kind of cool for what they are, but they're kind of were like a well, nothing else is out yet, and I really want Deadpool and Wolverine. Let me get these. But I think they're still pretty cool for what they are. But if you're gonna if you're choosing, I would go with the Marvel Legends for sure.
That's what I have. Yeah.
But they're still cool. They're still pretty cool.
Nice.
My other thing is that I haven't opened yet, and this is I've got a massive pile. Like if I'm looking at it, I've got piles of figures and boxes that I need to do things. But I'm really excited for this Link
Nice.
Figma. This is the thick boy edition. It's got a lot of stuff. I'm really excited for this one. It's good looking
Really cool.
Link. Yeah, this. I don't know if you guys are Zelda
I
Zelda fans at all, but
Yeah.
it's there's surprisingly not a lot of good new or recent kinds of Link figures, and so here it is. Hopefully,
Nice.
it's just as good as I'm expecting it to be.
like it. I like it. Bringing some different stuff.
That's right.
And that's why I love, having our guests be a part of these, segments, because I mean, at this point, people kind of know what Trey and I are going to bring. Although I try to surprise people. But I mean, yes, like I don't think we've ever had a Zelda on the show before, or
All
right,
awesome.
We did have we had Nikki Nicole, who is like a painter customizer, and she's working for
Savage Crucible.
Savage Crucible. Yeah. And she had some wild figures that came back from Japan, where it was like, I think it was a Bandai like turtle. It was like a super realistic looking, scale correct like turtle or something.
Not a Ninja Turtle, just a turtle.
Not a Ninja Turtle, yeah, just like an actual.
That sounds
turtle.
Cool.
And she had a few of them, and it was like, that's awesome, So
never seen that, and that's the thing. We both love action figures. That's something that's really cool. Well, okay, take my money. We'll get to that here in a little bit. But,
yeah. So was that the end of your?
Yeah, that's all I've got on hand. I've got a million things coming soon. Lots of bootleg stuff. I've got some custom stuff. There's just too much stuff, but those are the highlights I think for right now.
Custom stuff. All right, looking forward to seeing maybe some videos on that.
Definitely.
All right,
for sure.
Cool. Well, Trey, you ready?
Yeah, let's roll. So I'll turn around here and grab this. Now, I'm a G.I. Joe 3.75 vintage collector, and a couple weeks ago I showed off the driver for this guy. I had got him on a whatnot, and I don't even remember his name, but I was like, oh, the driver looks cool, but let me go on 3D Joe's and look up, where did that come from? And then I realized that I had to get the vehicle that went with it. So I can't remember the name of this vehicle at the moment, but it's a helicopter, and I love aviation. And even though this thing's kind of old and it's a little worn, but I still like it.
How old is that in general?
This is from, I believe, 1989, possibly.
Cool. That's so cool. That is awesome.
And so this is for the later part of the G.I. Joe line. But I did get this on eBay, and it was missing one of the missiles on the bottom, so I bought a missile separate. So at one point I had the figure and one missile until this all came together, and now I have a complete vehicle. So
just to be clear, what happened here? just for the audience, exactly what happened here.
Yeah,
Ray found a bargain of a G.I. Joe vintage figure. Right?
That led to a $40 purchase.
And then had to go buy the vehicle, and then had to go buy the extra bits for the vehicle that were missing from the last thing we bought.
Started out as a bargain.
It started out as a bargain and ended up with me having another vehicle that I'll probably hang from the ceiling. Like you can kind of see over here the start of things to be hung from the ceiling.
Yeah, that looks good.
And that's been a fun project for this year that I've just started doing. And what you can't kind of see over here is there's some G.I. Joe vehicles that are starting to get hung up. So I'll probably do a video on that in the future.
Cool.
But then one thing people know, I love some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And one of the best things to come out of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles lately has been The Last Ronin. So I got this in this week, and this is The Last Ronin, Lost Years, Grammy April, and Moja and Yi. So these are from that comic. And if you have not read The Last Ronin or The Last Ronin Lost Years, I highly suggest it. You can pick up the collected edition in a hardback for fairly cheap. It is definitely worth the read.
It is.
And
it is really good. Yeah.
This line has been quite a line. It is Nika, but I'm interested to finally get these open, and I can't wait to get more for this line. And so there's that.
Yeah, I know a lot of people are loving. I'm not a big Turtles guy, but I've seen a lot of love for the Last Ronin stuff. So
it's a great story.
It looks cool.
Yep.
It's a great story, and it's a lot different than just normal Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle storyline. Cool. But then every once in a while, I gotta go to Canada to get a figure because I can't wait till September, and got all heavy duty.
Is that a declassified? Okay,
that's a G.I. Joe classified. heavy duty.
That is cool. That is super cool. What a cool thing.
Yeah.
Man,
And,
that thing, if that were real, that thing would have to weigh like 300, 400 pounds.
Exactly. This guy is a beast. If he's
It looks
holding
like
this
Terry
thing up.
Crews.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Almost kind of looks like Terry Crews. But
In the Expendables.
yeah. But it's so cool. It's got a lot of cool features on it. Like, I mean, this is like, I guess he plays music from the back of this thing. I mean, apparently he likes classical music, and the only reason I know that is from B's Battlegrounds review. But speaking of reviews, I have a review of this coming up soon.
Cool.
That is in pro.
That's cool.
Thank you. It's he's got a Bulls like necklace on too, like
Chicago Bulls.
Yeah, I guess it looks like Chicago Bulls necklace. He's got a cool hat.
That's awesome.
His hat says Shred Head on it. So I mean,
Cool. Fan either, but every once in a while, I just I see a figure like that. That's just cool. That's
Nice.
just a cool thing. It's really cool.
Well, a lot of the street date on it is like September, but CMD store in Canada had got some in, and I saw that people were starting to order them from there, and I just grabbed one. And you pay a little bit extra, and yeah, I think somebody was saying September was the release date for it. But yeah, it may show up sooner than that, but I wanted it a little sooner, so I grabbed it.
Cool.
But that's it. What do you got, Alan?
All right. I got some stuff. We'll start off with the one that I already kind of spoiled a little bit earlier. Mr. Gandalf the Grey here. This is actually a really nice figure.
Yeah.
I mean, rooted hair on a 12th scale figure. And it's good. Like, his beard looks great. It took a little bit of effort to kind of, get it to look like this. It was a little bit poofy, and it still is here and there. But, man, I mean, the sword is metal.
Come on, man. That's awesome.
Landering is actual metal, which I think is super cool. He's got 2 staves. He's got this one, which I think is like one of the early staves. And then he's got, the one that he had in Lord of the Rings where, he keeps his pipe in it. He's got a little bag of some probably wacky tobacco. But I mean, the
like this Deadpool was $90.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This Deadpool is complete poop compared to that. This is a cool figure.
Yeah.
It's like,
I mean, even the clothing does have wires in it. I mean, you can see how well it's reacting, but the wires are super slight and super small. It's where you can't it's hard to tell that they're even there. But I mean, everything holds its shape perfectly. So, yeah, like I said, the big elephant in the room is the guy's brown.
crazy.
I mean, different lighting, it definitely looks a little bit more gray than others. Like, he doesn't look too brown in this lighting. But in the daylight, it's kind of noticeable. But yeah, still, I'm a little smitten with him. He's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Now this one's an interesting one. So this one isn't actually brand new, just new to me. Or I mean, he's been out for a while, is what I'm saying. I got a big, crazy sci-fi stompy robot samurai guy.
Wow. Yeah. What the heck is that?
No idea. Don't know if I don't think it's from anything. It could be from an anime series or something, but I like my big stompy robots, as Trey likes to call them, and
Are
I
his
like
eyes
samurai. So yeah,
are his eyes lighting up? Are his
yep,
eyes lit?
yep.
That is
He's actually
cool.
got eyes in his chest that light up, and there's just a little button right here. I'll show you the difference. So
Oh
off,
wow,
yeah,
that's big difference. I'm
Hey,
yeah.
seeing.
Alan, I'm going to switch the scenes real quick. So people are saying we're having some issues. So I'm going to switch
Okay.
them real quick to see if we can.
Not really.
Helps.
Okay, I am back here. Let's see if that works. Give it
Oh,
a
it did
second.
work. I see you.
Yep. Okay.
I'll do the
You
same thing.
see, okay, we'll back out too.
How do I leave here?
Okay. Can you guys hear me? Everything good now with me at least? Okay. Good deal. Good deal. All right. Guys are coming back in. All right. And hopefully we're getting things together. We got Trey showing up.
Yep.
Okay.
And here comes Jared.
Cool. Add to scene. Oh, no.
We
I
clicked
got
it
it.
at the same time. My
I
bad.
got it. All right.
Back. All
All
right, we're
right.
back. Awesome.
I think we're
So,
back.
sorry for the technical difficulties, folks, and I appreciate y'all letting us know that that was happening. So we figured it out. So yeah,
Yeah, it looks like everything's good.
All
So
right.
back
All
to.
right.
So now we know what to do for next time if
Yep.
EV
Yeah.
screws us over.
Yep. Well, that was a little bit wonky. We've not had that before, but we're just going to keep it like this time through.
okay.
So I will do this sort of a thing to continue going on about this guy.
Yeah, he's cool. He looks like it looks like a Power Ranger. Like if they're like going into Mega Mode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like these tiger fists or whatever, they come off and can be replaced with normal hands.
Nice.
And he's
Super
got a
cool.
big mace that's got a big tiger head on it. Pretty neat. And he is metal from top to bottom.
Oh,
Um,
come on,
so
that's cool.
Yeah, he's a big metal frame. So like this figure weighs like 2 pounds, maybe three. Uh,
Wow.
it's a monster. And then just all this plastic armor is clad over the top of him. So he's pretty cool. I got him actually. He was like 135, which is not bad. I just saw a sale and I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot.
All right.
Never heard of the company. Wasn't too familiar with it.
Are you a Pacific Rim fan with the robots
I
stomping?
like the first one. The first one was
Right.
really good. Second
there's-
one, a little less.
There's a little bit of a new renaissance of Pacific Rim figures coming out, and there's
Nice.
a
I
new.
know. I've seen your video.
Oh,
So
look at that!
here's another big stompy robot I got. This is also not new. I mean, this is a new figure, but he was released a number of months ago. Special edition, sort of a thing. He's a recolor, but he came with different accessories. So, speaking of hands, these giant hands that he has can come off and be replaced with normal ones. But yeah, another big mecha samurai, and this axe. All right, so I'm going to put him down.
He looks like a Gundam. Is he a Gundam guy?
This is from a company called Mosho Toys, which is one of my favorites, and they do some amazing stuff. So yeah, they sort of Gundam, definitely in that vein. So the axe has a little bit of some articulation here with like these vents that kind of open up. But that's not the coolest thing. The coolest thing is I push a
Nice.
button
That's
and the edge lights up. Looks really cool. The engines light up,
that is cool.
right? It gets better. Watch this. So I push this here and it opens up. And what you guys, it's hard to tell on camera here, but now the glow is all red. So it went from yellow to red.
Okay.
That
And
is
the
so
engines
cool.
are now red instead of blue.
It's bad when you can't swing the weapon and the weapon has to have engines on it.
It's got engines. Yeah, man.
That's cool. That is so cool.
Yeah, Mosho's pretty awesome. So closed, open. Yeah, you can't even tell, I don't think, on camera that it
No,
changes
it's
from
hard to
yellow to
tell.
red.
It looks satisfying too to push.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, getting it. And then just a nice little clicky on and off. It's awesome.
Nice.
So, yeah, he's got headlights. He's got lights on his chest. But yeah, this is a pretty cool figure. And again, metal frame with like, plastic cladding all over him. So Mosho Toys is one of my favorite brands right now. They are coming out with amazing stuff that's actually like really inexpensive. So like that guy, so that's a special edition that has some extra different accessories and a different paint job. But I've got the regular one, and on the regular one, I bought him for 135 bucks. I mean, they are packed with cool stuff. They've gone up in price a little bit since then, but still amazing. So yeah, but that's all my cool hotness. I do have another figure here that I wanted to show off.
Okay.
So he's been out for a little bit.
Yamaguchi one.
Yep, and I actually showed him off in box a couple weeks back, but I took him out. Boy, is this figure a mixed bag.
The cape looks really, really great.
Yeah.
So the cape is gigantic, and it is all wired, and it takes a lot of effort to get it to look good.
Okay.
The material is kind of crunchy. You can see that there's a texture, and the texture looks great, but it like, to get it like even this, I'm not sure, if it could be done better or whatnot, but I'm not real thrilled with the way it looks kind of like right down here where it's all kind of crinkly.
Right.
It looks great.
I like it. The proportions are a little bit peculiar too. His legs are kind of small, kind of short and stubby.
Yeah, real big torso.
Yeah. And I generally really love the amazing Yamaguchi figures. I love posing and getting figures into cool action stances, and they are one of the best brands for that.
Yeah.
Totally.
But yeah, he's a bit of a like. I think he's cool. I think he looks cool, and you can definitely hide these things. You can work around the cape, and you can work around, kind of the proportions on him. But it's just kind of strange because sometimes they just knock it out of the park, and other times it's kind of like, how'd that happen? you
Yeah,
know?
he looks good though.
Yeah. So cool. So do you guys want to risk going over and changing scenes to see?
I was going to show off some pictures, some other some fantastic photo stuff. If
Yeah.
you want to see if it works, if not, somebody shout out. If we do go blank again, we'll come back to this dynamic scene.
Yeah, I can easily pay attention to it now. So you want to go over to your share cam?
Yes, please.
All right. Grace. Let's see. Takes a few seconds to update.
All right.
We lost Jared. My bad. I switched to the wrong one. Put him back in. Whoops.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
So, can you see these?
Yeah. You know, I think I
All
saw
right.
that.
Yes, and it does look like we're still online. So something just went wonky there for a minute.
Okay.
All right.
So, into the fantastic photos, I reached out to this TMNT Fantasy, and I love these shots here and the behind the scenes. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mezco set's been really hot lately, and I love that he's added this Batman. This is my favorite Mezco Batman, and these Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And the diodes behind it, everything looks good. I think this is a great setup. The lighting's amazing, and I like his behind the scenes. So,
Man, that Dio. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's a pretty incredible setup.
Yeah.
It is. So I show off a couple of his things here.
Cool.
The diodes, the TV as a background. I've been doing that. I started doing that with some aerial vehicles, the
Nice.
with the Dragonfly, and I used it for a really cool picture with the Night Raven for GI Joe. But then here's another cool picture from him for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from Mezco, and hit up his QR code, go check him out, tell him Action Figure Alliance sent you, and just check out another cool toy photographer.
Yeah, that's really great stuff.
Got one more with that. I cannot wait to get this figure, the Doc Ock from Mezco, off the shelf pictures.
He's great.
Yeah, this guy, I reached out to him earlier and just asked if I could use some of his pictures, and I love this photo here with, he's got Spider-Man wrapped up, and then the behind the scenes, even using the boxes, help hold up some of the part of the dio there. So, but that's a really cool setup as well, and I just think he did a great job here.
Totally.
And I did a review of this Casey Jones, and I like this. He's jumping down the stairs, kicking a lot.
That's cool.
That's a cool picture.
I like that a lot.
And like I said, again, the behind the scenes are great. And then 007 Patch and Deadpool is the waiter. I mean,
that's great. This is really this is really funny.
And you got Gwenpool in the back.
Yeah, Gwenpool in the back. He's got Kenny Rogers the Gambler as the song on IG. And that's one of the things I love about IG is you can put music to stuff. Yeah. And we can't quite show that off here, but take a picture of the QR code. Go look at off the shelf pictures. Let him know Action Figure Alliance sent you. And this guy has some great photos.
Yeah.
Cool. Jared, did you have some that you were wanting to show off? Oh, did you have more, Trey? I'm sorry, I cut you off.
No, that's it. That's all I got.
I did grab one photo, and it's a pretty specific reference that I know you guys won't necessarily get because it's a Zelda reference. It's the figure that I showed off.
Okay. Well, let's bring it up.
So there's in the most recent game, there is this guy you see constantly throughout whatever, and he's trying to hang up these signs to help this like governor whatever try, and he's always failing, and you have to help him hang the sign up constantly. So that's what this is referencing. And he's been trying so long now, he's dead, and he's a skeleton. And it's it's hilarious, and the photo itself is brilliant. The lighting's incredible.
Yeah.
I think he's using a he made the sign and everything.
Nice.
And this is by Carl Hahn on Instagram.
Okay.
All right. I'll have to hit him up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, this made me laugh out loud, and especially if you've played the game, it's just like
Nice.
one of those moments.
Yeah. Yeah. Right on.
So, Carl Hahn on Instagram, really great.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, I've got a couple that I'm going to show off as well. Let's see. Over here. Make sure the live stream is still going.
So far, so good.
All right. I've pulled up. I've been saving some, and I wanted to show this one off first.
Oh,
Nice.
Dude, this is really cool. And I love how you kind of explained, you're using your really slow shutter speed to kind of do that light drawing thing. And I like how you did 2 different color lights, to kind of represent the characters. And I think you actually even did one with like the flash.
yeah, almost
man.
same exact photo actually with the flash.
Yeah, super cool. And here you go. And it's like, it doesn't look, when you're doing it, you can't tell. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
and it turns out awesome. So
It's crazy how easy it is. It's so incredibly easy.
I'm going to have to try that. I don't know what with, maybe with like a big stompy robot energy sword or something like that.
Yeah, that'd be great. That's a perfect thing to use. Yeah, these are just like cheap LED lights that I'm just waving around.
Nice. That's cool.
The best trick to this is either using a remote on
Okay.
that you have, or using the timer, because if you push down your camera during that 2 seconds, it's like capturing light. It's also capturing the fact that you push the button, and it's gonna make blurry or shaky. So the key is to just try to not touch the camera.
Gotcha.
Nice.
Cool. Cool. Yeah. So I wanted to show that off. I thought that was neat. Got a
Thanks.
few others in here. Slinky Dink Customs. I'm a big fan of This Is Vapor from Mezco.
Right.
And I think it's an awesome figure. And it looks like, I'm not sure if all of those clothes came with the figure, but I mean, you can tell that this figure's got a whole lot of attitude, and he's very photogenic. And, he set up this awesome scene.
Love the moss. I love the moss.
Yeah, the moss is cool. He's got the spray can in his hand, and this, obviously was tagging. I just thought that was really cool. So Slinky _Dink_Custom.
Slinky Dink.
And then I'm not sure who this is. Just
So
kidding. It's our guy again. So another nice shot. Honestly, I'm kind of showing this one for my wife. She's a huge fan of Nightmare Before Christmas. And I love the Zero one. Like, he's got a really cool glow, obviously floating like Zero does. But yeah, man, these are neat. So was this something that you Entertainment Earth had asked you to do, or?
Yeah, this was every so often. Entertainment Earth will basically hire me for some photos. Like, if you go on the website to the listing of these figures, my photos are there.
Oh, that's
Nice.
cool.
Nice.
And a lot of fun. And those, Nightmare Before Christmas is such an easy, inspiring they're so much fun to shoot.
Yeah.
So much
Nice.
fun.
So that's really cool. All right. I wanted to show this one off by shots_by_Gobu. This guy's got some great stuff. And this is one of these pictures that I kind of think tells a story, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can see that, you've got the Predator, wandering through like some sci-fi passages and, obviously hunting this. That's a Cosmic Legions. I forget what the name is.
Right.
But, it's a cool figure. And I like it when photographs like this tell a story.
Totally.
Nice use of that Extreme Sets Dio. I have it. It's a really good one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Really great.
Yeah, and he did, a really good job of making that not look like cardboard. Sometimes
Yeah.
there's like
Yeah.
glare that just ruins the illusion,
Yeah.
and he did a really good job with that. Um, this is DTG underscore figures, and they are
Yeah.
actually like a 3D printing custom company.
Yeah.
So this is
So
both.
great.
I think that this is a cool figure. You can see my comment here.
Ha.
But they sell these parts. You can both some of them you can download and print yourself. Others, they can mail you in kits or piece and part and things like that. But I love my Halo figures, and these things look awesome. So
Yeah, I've gotten some stuff from them before.
Oh, you have?
Some stormtrooper stuff, but yeah,
That's cool.
they do such cool work. Such
Yeah,
cool work.
yeah, I love it when they put new stuff up. I'm a 3D printer, and so I really like it when they put new stuff up. So I can go out there and snag it. I've got a bunch of stuff building up that I want to get to. And then lastly, for this group, this is from Toy Box Junkie, and I mean, rock and roll is near and dear to us here. We love our military figures, and great shot. I wish there was some behind the scenes with this, but this looks really cool. So
Yeah, love the tall grass. It looks like real grass, but like the fact that it's up to his waist is like perfect thematically. Great.
Yep. And I kind of wonder if the background is maybe like a monitor.
Yeah, I was thinking that's probably a TV or something.
Yeah, looks like it.
Yeah, but I mean, it looks great. It's cool shot. So,
really cool.
Okay, so I'm going to stop that. I've actually got a couple more that I'm kind of excited to show. Let me make sure I get the right one first. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to go to this one. So this is from the Toy Photographer Network, I think. Toy Photo Network. Al Berardi. I love aliens, and man, talk about a dio. Like,
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, and I really like how there's the like an egg or something kind of plastered to the back wall there.
Yeah,
you've got your face huggers, that's escaped, and your I don't remember what the worm guys are called, but
bust out of the
But this is awesome, and he's actually got a couple of photos here. So Ripley on the other side of the screen, other side of the glass, but there's an egg there, and man, these things look cool. He's got a face hugger on him already, so he's toast. But
super cool.
But yeah, I just thought this was really neat. He actually posted this a little while back, and I had it saved, and I don't think I ever showed it off, so I wanted to make sure to get to it.
Nice.
So there was that, and then actually that is all of my fantastic photos. So
awesome.
Yeah, man.
So awesome.
I'm going to switch back to the primary scene. We are actually a little over on time. We're still doing okay, but now I'm like paranoid.
Things are good.
Still working, right?
Everything's working, I hope. So, but Jared, thank you for coming on tonight, man. We really had a good time talking with you. This was great.
Thank you guys. I had a blast. I thank you for giving me the opportunity to yap on about stuff.
Yeah. Oh, dude, you were a great guest, man. We really, you laid a lot of information on us. You were very accommodating, when we went off on our goofy tangents and stuff. But
love goofy tangents.
I had a lot of fun, man. I really appreciate you coming out. So thanks,
thank
man.
you guys. Of course.
Well, everybody, go check out his YouTube channel. He's absolutely killing it these days. I think you got like 230,000 subscribers at this point.
Yeah, I think hopefully tomorrow it'll be 240.
Oh, that's awesome, dude.
Nice, man.
That's awesome.
Thank you so much. Yeah, really.
And dude, best of luck when it comes to actually leaving your full-time job.
Yeah, man.
Thank you.
We'll have to have you back on at some point, and maybe you can kind of talk about what's going on then. And man, it was a lot of fun. Genuinely, thank you for coming out and joining the Alliance. So
appreciate it.
I think we can call it an episode, guys, and I think it was a good one. Thanks, everybody.
Later.
We'll catch you later.
mission, got my crew at my side. Scouring the shells, we're down for the ride. Plastic warriors all lined up tight. From the comic shop counters to the late night site. It's the thrill of the hunt, gotta make it mine. I'm out here searching, yeah, taking my time. I'll flip every aisle, don't care what it takes. For that rare chase piece, I'm raising the stakes. Action figure alliance, yeah, we're bringing the noise. Rolling deep, rolling heavy with my action toys. Collectors unite, we're breaking the chains. Plastic in hand, we're playing no